2007 complaint that is leaking power steering fluid. So don't know where coming from. It looked like it burnt the power steering fluid back to the reservoir. So but I'm going to jack the cars up to see where's the leaking coming from. And I can see right here is all over the place that, you know, it looked like drip from right here. It could be a refill here and they don't have the funnel and just drip from here. But for sure need to jack up to see if any of the power steering line is break. So let's find out. Alright, you see right there is drip from, it doesn't say anywhere, but it looked like drip from the rack and pinion boot, but not sure exactly where coming from. And I'm going to crank the engines up and turn the steering to see if that, oop, you can see a drip right there. Okay, and then this side also have all over the place, so which is coming from the rack and pinion too. So basically is the rack and pinion had to replace, I believe so, and both sides has leak, so you can see right there. Alright, let's get it water on the rack and pinion. I believe that it's from the rack and pinion, but let me start the engine and turn the steering to see if that will be it. Yeah, that's good, that's it. Turn it. Yeah, okay, shut it off. Alright, that's the problem right there. You can see it drip from right there. So rack and pinion is bad. Even though I put a new boot, it won't help because that boot is a leak from the internal, the seals. Loosen this nut first, and then you can break the tie rod away from the arm right here. You can use a ball joint press or use a hammer to hammer right here. A couple times it should came off. Two times. So you have to do both sides. What you have to do is counting how many turn from here. The reason you're counting because that will help your alignment to stay the same as original. Other than that, if you don't do it right, you don't count from here. Let's say that right here, if you don't count it, it's fine, but mostly case you have to take to alignment to do the alignment. And even though you do it this way, sometimes it'll miss a little bit, but mostly it doesn't. So let me count to see how many turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, about 17, a little bit more than 17, but 17 is close enough. And do the same on the other side too, because if you do one side and forget about the other side, then you will have alignment problem also. Remove the heat shield here and have a couple bolts that holding that. After remove the 3 bolt, the heat shield should coming off, as you can see here. Okay, inside here, you need to pop this out. Okay, for me, I'm going to move this shield right here, so it can be accessed down here. It's easier. And make sure you mark right here, so when the steering's straight, then you know exactly it's straight. If you don't mark, just eyeball from the steering up there, it should be fine. Okay, as soon you take out this bolt right here out, and normally you have to tap a little bit or pry, but this car is still pretty new, so just push this way and they just pop right off. I mean, this is not, it's just 19 millimeter. Make sure you have the container down there to receive the power steering fluid, because it drip a lot. Okay, the second one down here is a 17 millimeter. Okay, the one here already taken out, but the one down here you can use in long socket, which is, you know, 14 long socket, so it would fit better. And a short one you can't, because there is something right here, this hose right here blocking, so use a long socket, it would be easier to go in there. Okay, pry this out. And this should pop right off. Okay, this side, you have to lose this one first, and then that one right there. This one right here is a 17. Now I free that bolt and I can pull this off. Okay, when you pull this off, you have more room to play with that bolt right there. So as you can see, when you use a swivel socket, you can be angled like that, and you can take it out without going under the bottom. If you don't have one, it will be a little bit tougher, but still get it done. Yep, okay, got it. So it kind of tight a little bit, but okay. You can see now it's free. Okay, still stuck up there, even though you slide and swing this way, it's still stuck up there. It's not free from that, so I had to go remove that piece. See, still stuck in right here. It's not free, so I try to pry this out, good to see if that can be free from right there. So what happened is, when you take out that, you have to pry this out open like that, so it would be free from right there. Okay, even though up here is free now, but down here stuck with the brake line right here, can't take it out. So I have to disassemble, take that screw right there, that bolt right there out, and there's another bolt on this side. I have to take that one out too, to be able to take this out. Now I remove the bolt and that right there. See, that's how it comes out. So for me, to easier to get them back in there, I have to disassemble. This one right here, it doesn't came with this O-ring, so I taken the OEM one, put it back on this one. So I think they may forgot, but you know, I don't want to go back to auto parts just get that ring, so just reuse that one, should be fine. From up here you can see down there. So I don't have no hand to hold in the camera, so I'm going to show that to put it back, just insert it to align with the bolt right here, and just you don't have to tap it, just keep screwing and they should go fit into the hole. To get with the nut over there, I use the foot crawl. This is the 12 millimeter, and just go over there like that. You know, pretty tight. I should get it done, no problem. And other than that, I can't get in there. I have to remove the rear motor mount to be able to get all this done. So this is how I get it done over here. I plugged everything in already, so time to put this back. This is a little bit harder to do the reverse, because when you take out, you just take it out, but when you put it back, you have to connect the line first. So when you connect the line first, then you don't have no more room for this right here. All right, time to count this back. It's a 17, so okay, that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So 17 is a box. Same thing on that side. 17. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 15, 16, 17. Okay, 17. Time to put this back on. So now locking pin and this tied up already, so ready to put the tires on. You know, this meet the Honda and Acura requirement, so I'm going to use this right here. Okay, after turning a couple times and still not going, so you have to crank it to get this power steering pump to pump the fluid into the system. Alright, start the engine. Let the power steering fluid, the power steering pump in the fluid into the rack and pinion, and then do a turn by turn. Turn all the way. And now I can see that the reservoir isn't grinding, so I need to refill more power steering fluid on that. Can't really see it, but I top up already. It should be good enough. At this point, just cover up and put the tire back on and lower the car to the ground, and can go test ride to see how the car's running. Okay, let's check for any signs of leaking again. You know, there's no leak. You can tell that. This side's not leaking either. And the car is ready to put on the road test to see how it is.